So let's turn then to Lesson 30. We've been talking about the First Amendment's right to freedom of religion and speech, but of course the First Amendment protects some other rights that are particularly important in democracies. Lesson 30 asks the question, how does the First Amendment protect freedom to assemble, associate, and petition? So let's start with this. What is the importance of the rights to assemble, petition, and associate?
It's a great question about the protection of those particular rights. Without the right to petition, the right to assembly, the right to associate, you arguably don't have the ability to get together to make sure that folks can put their views into place in the democracy. Getting folks together, getting them together in groups and allowing them to come together in order to tell their leaders what they want, that arguably is the essence of democracy. And without the ability to do any of those things, you might well lose the chance to get together, combine, and make sure that the people have the power that they're supposed to have, both under the First Amendment and in general in terms of our government. A responsive government is what we're looking for, and it's difficult to have a responsive government without having those particular rights that you mentioned coming from the First Amendment.
Is it fair to say that the rights to assemble, petition, and associate are required in order to have a real right to freedom of expression?
It certainly is the case that those particular rights are embedded, arguably, in a freedom of expression. To the extent that we want to make sure that people have as many rights as possible to make their voice known in the democracy, as strong and participating citizens, we want to make sure that they have the full panoply of rights. Indeed, the right to petition is one that we've seen for a long, long time, back to Magna Carta, etc. The concept that you've got the right to go to your government and ask your government to do the right thing is embedded in who we are, and it's been embedded in who we were or who we are since before we became Americans, since we were in fact Englishmen.
Of course, the right to petition was important to the colonists, as it had been recognized in Magna Carta and had been explicitly provided with respect to petitioning the House of Commons and the monarch in 1669, and was reaffirmed in the 1689 English Bill of Rights. Indeed, the Declaration of Independence noted that the king had met the colonists' petitions with utter disregard.